Memphis light gas and robbery? And is it really true?
They call it the city of the blues, but for decades, in the barbershops of South Memphis and the living rooms of Klondike, a different name has taken hold. A nickname that has become as much part of the local dialect as the blues. Memphis, light gas, and robbery. To the executives behind these glass walls, it's a social media meme. To the family choosing between groceries and a 400 utility bill, it's a daily reality. We are 3 months into 2026. The final phase of a 12% rate hike is officially in effect. MLGW says the money is fixing our grid, but as the prices go up, the trust seems to go down. On March 1st and 5th, I reached out to MLGW leadership. I asked for a sit down. I asked for transparency. I asked them to speak, not to the city council, but to you. Today, we're going beyond the press releases. We're looking at the data, the dollars, and the disconnect. Is it a fair price for a better grid? Or is the nickname more than a joke? I'm Jimmy Rico Pilgrim, and this is the story of the power we pay for and the trust we're still waiting on. As a journalist covering the intersection of public utilities and community sentiments, I set out to bridge this gap. However, the bridge remains under construction, mostly from one side. On March 1st, 2026, I reached out to MLGW's communication team, requesting an interview with Ms. Madden or President Doug McGarrett. The goal was simple: provide the utility a platform to address the robbery label directly, explain the 2026 rate hikes, and outline concrete steps for restoring public trust. After an initial acknowledgement of receipt from Richard Thompson, the lead communications specialist at MLGW, the line went quiet. A follow-up on March 5th, 2026, with the urgency of the city-wide conversation was met with silence. While a utility company has the right to decline an interview, the public has the right to wonder why. When the primary provider of life-sustaining services remains silent in the face of widespread community frustration, that silence speaks louder than any press release. The frustration wasn't born in a vacuum. On January 1st, 2026, Memphians saw a 4% electric rate increase hit their bills. This wasn't a surprise. It was the final installment of a 12% multi-year hike approved by the City Council back in 2023. MLGW's official stance is that these increases are responsible and necessary to fund a $1.2 billion infrastructure overhaul. Indeed, data from early 2026 suggests that the grid modernization is working. Outage minutes have reportedly decreased by nearly 50% in some optimized neighborhoods. But for the average resident, the math still doesn't feel like a win. The paradox? MLGW frequently boasts that Memphis has the lowest utility rates in the country. Reality, low rates do not equal low bills. Due to the aging housing stock and the city's grueling humidity, Memphis residents often use more energy than the national average. A 4% increase on a low rate still feels like a robbery when your February heating bill consumes 20% of your take-home pay. The robbery label isn't just about money, it's about a crisis of transparency. In my disregarded request for an interview, I intended to ask why the 2026 budget is actually smaller than the 2025 budget, yet the utility company still moved forward with the 4% rate hike. If savings were found internally, why weren't those savings passed directly to the customers who are struggling to keep the lights on? Without a sit-down, these questions remain rumors, and in Memphis, rumors left unaddressed by those in power eventually hardens into the permanent lack of trust. Moving forward, addressing the robbery narrative is in the best interest of the general public and MLGW itself. You cannot infrastructure your way out of a bad reputation. You have to talk your way out of it with honesty, data, and a willingness to look the community in the eye. As of this writing, the invitation for a sit-down with MLGW remains open. The people of Memphis are waiting for a conversation that goes beyond the lowest rates in the country brochure. They are waiting for a partner of solutions.